Hello, viewers. How are you? I think all are safe and following the COVID appropriate behavior because still the COVID threat is there upon the world, and we are seeing the COVID threat is rising in Russia and United Kingdom and China. So be careful and follow the COVID appropriate behavior. As you know that I am Dr. Jetling Yellow sir. I am running a YouTube channel called Law Speeches, in which I am posting the matters pertaining to the law and also the issues which are happening and occurring around the world. So today we discuss a general issue, but it has impact upon the all of us. The world became the global village because of advancement of the technology. Basically because of the advancement of computer knowledge. By sitting here at your desk, at your place, you can do anything. You can order, you can sell, you can buy, you can do anything after regarding any aspects. So that is the indispensable to the computer. Computers have become a part of our life. Without that we cannot survive. And governments cannot run. And private organizations they cannot do. So maybe there is an industrial revolution in 19th and 20th century. But the computers have resulted a far-reaching revolution. Maybe 16th century has seen the industrial revolution, but the computer revolution has swept across the globe in 20th and 21st century. You know, any aspect which enters into our life may have the merits and demerits. So the use of computers also have merits and demerits. And today's my lecture, I am focusing upon the cyber crimes and law in India, which is one of the important burning topic and day-to-day useful topic. You know that traditionally we have the criminal laws are there. Like in India we have the Indian Penal Code of 1860, which defines what is meant by crime and what kind of crimes are there and what kind of punishments have been awarded. So everything is there in that code. In addition to the Indian Criminal Code, we have different allied criminal enactments out there made by the Parliament of India from time to time. So that is as on today also applicable in our country. But the cyber crimes at the time of enactment of that Indian Penal Code of 1862 was not there, but it is a recent origin. It came into picture. So for that, if any crime is committed there, then how to punish? For that we have enacted the Information Technology Act of 2000, which provides various gamuts of the technology, use of technology, violation of the use of technology, any offences are there, how it has to be curbed by that act. All those aspects have been incorporated and made are in this act. So, cyber crimes means basically there are two kinds of cyber crimes are there. One is the crime related to computer as a target. The second is the computer as a weapon. So there are basically two important aspects are there in this. One is computer as a target. So we are attacking the computer. The other computer attacks the one other computer. That will be called as a one kind of a cyber crime. There, attacker uses a computer to attack other computers. Such attacks commonly be called as hacking, virus, worm attacks, and disk operating attacks. So that is there. And the second kind of attack, which have just had a discussion, that's the computer as a weapon, where the computer is used as a weapon to attack the other computers, other systems, other mobiles. So where the computer commits real world crimes, which include the cyber terrorism, intellectual property law violations, credit card frauds, electronic file transfer frauds, pornography, etc. So the computer acting as a weapon to these kind of frauds. Then if you go in depth of this computer as a weapon, where further attacks are there. Those includes, one is unauthorized success and the hacking of the computer. We have not authorized to access the computer, but the attacker is accessing into the computer. And after accessing, he is hacking, he is getting all the information from the computer. Then we have the Trojan attacks. See, Trojan attack is an attack where something is sent to it and the information which is storing in the computer has caused damage. Then we have the virus and the worm attacks. So we send the viruses, different kind of viruses. Earlier we had the Philippines, we got the I love you virus. Every computer has penetrated of that I love you virus about 10 or 15 years back. So worms will be sent, where on account the computer gets damaged and unable to perform its functions. Then we have emails and internet relay chats. So we get the fake emails and fake chatting sites where that the attacker will get exposed to our knowledge. They extract our knowledge. That is a common cyber crimes which is happening in the world today. Then we have the email spoofing, where it has originated from one source, but it does not originate from that source. It originates from the different duplicate source, and that will be inserted to other source. Then we have the email swapping. So swapping of mails from one mail to other mail. That is also a kind of a cyber crime. And email bombing. And we get to innumerable mails in a second. So our data, our disk will be decreased. Then we get defamatory emails. That is also a kind of a cyber crime. Defamation, causing loss to the reputation of the person, because reputation is a property. Every person has a reputation in the society. So if you sending certain mails where it's a defamatory, then he is losing his property. Then that kind of attacks also come, defaming the person. Also that mails will come by this. Then email frauds. You get emails where they ask you to deposit some amount, ask you to take membership, ask you to join in some societies or clubs where they extract your information and they do crimes against you and they cause loss against you. Then internet relay chats. Basically the youth, they get into this kind of situation and they get information, their personal information, where an account they violate their data privacy. Data, very important aspect in our life. Then we have one more crime is this denial of service attacks. I want a certain service, but because of my information is there with the attacker, the service is denied. So that is a common things which are happening nowadays in everywhere, whether in the developing countries or in developed countries, whatever it may be. Everywhere the citizens have been getting these kind of problems. Then for combating the cyber crimes in the international level, we have UNICEF model is there. United Nations model on the information technology. As per that, the respective countries have enacted different enactments in domestic jurisdiction, and in India we also had enacted an act called the Information Technology Act of 2000. This act basically provides, it is one of the comprehensive act. It deals with all sorts of gamuts of this computer and allied related activities, where it provides various definitions under section 2. Those some of the important definitions, those we are going to know, that is a section 2, section class 2, which means a computer is mentioned as an electronic, magnetic, optical and other high-speed data processing device or system which performs logical, arithmetic and memorial functions by manipulations of electronic, magnetic, optical impulses and includes all input-output processing, storage, computer software or computer communication facilities which are connected or relates to computer in a computer system or computer networks. So there's a lengthy definition is provided what is meant by computer. So here everything is added. What does it mean? So a computer performs multifarious functions. So all those functions have been added under this section 2, class number 2 of the Information Technology Act. Then the Information Technology Act goes on to define number of other definitions. Those are related to, connected to the computers. So there the Information Technology Act also provides what is meant by computer data base. So there it has also given a definition, and also every minute details have been there in the Information Technology Act. Then if the computer, with regard to computer offenses are concerned, a separate chapter is provided in the Information Technology Act. The chapter is 11, where from section 65 onwards, the 65, 66, 67, so there the information, what is meant by the cyber crime has been dealt with. So section 67 also specially emphasizes that prohibition of the publication of the obscenity, because nowadays we see the mushroom growth of pornographic sites. The sites may originate from other countries, then the local courts have no power. So jurisdictional point of views are another burning problem in the computer sector is concerned, information sector is concerned, because an offense is happening in one country, an offense is originating in one country, but the victim is in another country. Which law is applicable? That is we call as a conflict of law. Whether this victim has a right to claim that law or not. Because the criminal laws clearly provides. Criminal laws are jurisdictional laws, which are only applicable within that territory. It cannot apply to the other's territory. Then offense is happening from one part of the globe, then it is happening in other part, then how to cope up? So the biggest problem in the dealing with cyber crimes is the jurisdiction. Then how to avoid the cyber crimes? Because everyone, even literates to the illiterates, everybody using the computers, mobiles, some other gadgets. So they should aware the safety measures of how to use it, and they should not prone to gullible practices of the fraud sectors. Recently the National Criminal Crime Records Bureau of India, which has came out with a report, 2021 report, where it has shown that there is increase of cyber crimes during this pandemic period of COVID, because the people were forced to stay indoors, and the people are forced to adopt the e-commerce activities, business B2B activities or B2C activities within the computers, by use of computers or mobiles. So the National Crime Bureau records says in 2019 45,735 cases was reported, but after COVID period there is a 50,035 cases have been reported. These are the only reported cases to the law enforcement agencies, but many people are afraid to approach the law enforcement agencies because of fear. And because of delays, because of some other judicial process is concerned. And the cyber crime involves number of aspects: reporting of the crime, investigation of the crime, and catching hold of the criminal, then putting him to the administration of justice. So all this process is a very lengthy process is there. So that is the reason people are afraid to go to law enforcement agencies rather than be suffer. You know, we are getting reports because of growth of unemployment, because of the some other aspects, societal aspects in some states like Rajasthan, Bihar, West Bengal, Jharkhand. There are some tutorials are running where their tutorials they are specifically meant for how to, they train for how to commit the cyber crime. They're imparting that education. The famous expert in the cyber security law, that is Professor Pawan Duggal, he opined that the cyber crimes became a cottage industry in some states. That is shows. Why? Because there is a crime is committed some miles away. The victim is there in the somewhere. He cannot make a complaint. Though he makes a complaint, investigation agencies, they are not fully trained to track the criminals. And the tracking of the criminal is also very expensive. So that is the reason we seeing the unabated rise of the cyber crimes in our country. The recent past, the National Crime Bureau also reported some states in India, that is Telangana, Assam, Jharkhand, Bihar, their cyber crimes are, incidents of cyber crimes are more as compared to other states. 10% of cyber crimes have been reported in Telangana state, recent study says. So how to combat these cyber crimes or prevent the cyber crimes? For that, we have to make a comprehensive legislation. Though Information Technology Act is 2000 is as on today also been effective, but because day by day the criminals have changing their tactics, we have to make a comprehensive legislation covering the other laws like Indian Evidence Act. We have to amend it properly. Law of contracts, information technology, information, intellectual property laws. So it is an interrelated constitutional laws. So it is an interrelated aspects are there. So that is the reason we have to make a comprehensive enactment for the dealing at the cyber crime. And the people should have to be educated to avoid the happening or occurrence of the cyber crimes in their areas. And also the children from the school level itself should be imparted of the techniques of the cyber security. The topic has to be inserted in the school curriculums and college curriculums, because cyber crimes are not committed against the adult persons. Even a gullible child is prone to cyber crime and more prone to cyber crime rather than the adult. So that is the reason from school level the awareness should be created regarding the cyber crimes, and we have to make our law enforcement agencies should be strengthened, and they should be given a proper training, and proper funding should be provided to them to deal with the cyber crime activities. And the government should conduct public awareness programs everywhere, including from villages to the metropolitan cities. Public awareness programs should be made, and documentaries, films, features, all those should be made to be circulated and to create awareness among the public. In addition to that, we also focus upon the judicial officers, because many judicial officers, they are not well aware. Maybe they are aware, but they are not well aware, and they also been refreshed of their knowledge. Unless until we take all these measures, the incidence of cyber crime cannot be decreased, because the threat is not a individual threat, it is a collective threat. It is a threat upon the society, threat upon the nation, because cyber terrorism is also there. So everywhere we have prone to this kind of problem. So that is the reason, it is a duty of the state to take appropriate measures to combat the cyber crimes and to defeat the fraudsters' designs and plans. So by this I am concluding my lecture. I call upon all of you to subscribe to my channel and watch my videos. If you like it, please share among your community people and encourage me for making the more videos, but this is only for the purpose of the creating awareness among the public. Thank you, one and all.